Hello everyone. Sai here. Thank you so much for joining me. I am here with Kendra Card Challenge, finishing up my last 5 sketches for Challenge 21. And if you guys have not finished, all you need to do is create your 15 cards and submit the photos before the end of the month so that you can be entered to get chances of winning prizes. I have also right in front of me some of the pages for the March 2026 bonus printable. So if you are a paying member of Patreon, you do get access to this, and there's a lot of fun pattern papers, images, sentiments, and every month it's different. And so this is about 11 pages of the bonus printable for March, and I printed off the ones that I felt like I might use. And then what I'll do is I'll just put them in a little Ziploc bag, and I can store them for other uses because they don't have to be for Kendra Card Challenge. You can use them for whatever. Since you've already printed them, you might as well use them. The paper that I am using is an Epson Premium Matte cardstock. This one's single-sided, but sometimes I like to get the double-sided just in case I forget which way to print. But you can feel which one is meant to be printed on, and you just get really nice quality when I use it. So I do put some money into it to make sure that it is the right paper. There could be others. If you know of any others, let me know. I would love to hear and try. So we have some sentiments here. These ones can be used with 2-inch circles. It tells you right there. Down here we have 1 3/4-inch circles that you can use. Here are some images. So we have some wizards, and it looks like a lot of adventure. That's what I'm going to say, adventure. And here's some more. You got a unicorn, a yeti, got a little Nessie or Loch Ness Monster, mermaids, got a little mushroom. And here's some more. These all could be cut out. I would assume you would cut them out. I don't think you would want to just paste this on a card. Then we have some really fun stripes. These are really bold jewel colored stripes. Then we have a plaid. It has like orange and a dark green. Here is that Argyle? And there's like 2. There's the dotted line and the one behind it, the diamond shapes, and then it's green. I'm not sure if you're getting that in the picture there, but it is like an deep emerald green. We have some stars and lightning bolts, which is kind of fun. This one was really interesting. I don't know if I'll use it. Probably could as a background, but I just thought that was really neat. It's like almost like gems, like a big zoomed in on an enormous gem, or emerald or jade or something like that. We have a celebratory, very bright reddish, a red background, party celebration type pattern paper. And then this one was kind of fun. So this one is 4 panels. I'm assuming that I printed it correctly, and those should be A2 sizes, but it might be like a little bit smaller. But we have some clouds, so that's really cool. A little mound, tree, and then this is the nice guy. And the reason I printed these ones is because the images at the beginning here, all these images look like they'd be fun to just create my own scene for birthdays and stuff like that. So this is what we'll be creating with. I don't know if I'll be using these for the Kendra Card Challenge. It depends if the sketch fits, because I do want to follow the sketches as best as I can. But let's start creating our 5 last cards together. So the first thing we'll do is we'll get all of our papers and our images cut out and have it ready to make some cards. I decided that I would just show the process very fastly while I talk about Kendra Card Challenge. At least then you have something fun to watch. I usually skip this part, but I decided to add it, and let me know if you like watching me cut out things. So if you're not familiar with Kendra Card Challenge rules, you need to complete at least 15 cards in 3 months. So every quarter, which is 3 months, we have a new challenge. So we're ending Kendra Card Challenge 21 very soon at the end of this month. So you just need to finish 15 cards, take one photo, and then you're going to upload that to the InLinks party, which you can find on KendraCardChallenges.com. You also want to upload your photo in the monthly showcase photo album that you'll find on Kendra Card Challenges Facebook group. And then you optionally can take single photos of each card and upload it to the sketch album on the Facebook group. And that will give you a chance of winning additional monthly prizes. Of course, now that we're at the end of the month, we only have the 5 sketches left that you can upload. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to upload all the photos, but if you're looking to win prizes, then I would focus on sketch 11 to 15. But you definitely want to finish all 15 cards because the prizes at the end of a quarter are a lot. So make sure you finish those and then you can enter. And of course, if you are on social, don't forget to share on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and anywhere else you would like using hashtags Kendra Card Challenge 21 or KCC 21. And then if you do that on, I believe, Instagram, you can be featured on the weekly card making inspiration post that is on the Patreon group by Kendra Card Challenge. And I didn't print it out, so I don't have it in front of me. That's my bad. But Kendra Card Challenge does have a Patreon group. It helps her support this challenge so that she can keep producing. Okay, let's start working on our cards now that I've got everything cut out. And we'll start with sketch number 11. For sketch number 11, I put that in the corner there on the right. This is one of those sketches that you definitely would work better for patterns that are very either monotone or not very bright. Of course, all the papers that I cut out are quite bright. So what I'm going to do is I'll follow the sketch exactly, but I used a gray background because I didn't want white. The main reason is it didn't look good because there's so many white stripes everywhere. And then all the elements had a white border. It didn't look right. So I used a dark gray, which you can see in the sketch there that's measured 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I'm going to add each piece down, and I did choose pattern papers that at least it comes from the same Bonus Printable, but something that was a little bit matchy-matchy. So really focusing on the dark greens and then the rainbow jewel tones. I'm going to add these images. I had this really cute little soldier and a treasure chest. I'll put that on the right-hand side to kind of block a lot of this imagery. And then on the left-hand side, we'll put the castle. It is a very, very busy card, but it's a very colorful card. And it's a very bold and playful card. So it works, it's beautiful, and I like it. And for being a harder sketch, some sketches are a little bit harder because they're introducing 3 patterns in it. So take that in mind. If you're following the sketch guideline, this is the type of sketch you want to double check to see, do your 3 match? And then if they don't, you can totally move things around. You can change the orientation. So there's a lot of things you can do. You just want to make sure you're using the pieces that it's meant for. To finish it off, I added the sentiment, hooray, it's your day. This was one of the cutouts on the Bonus Printable. And then I'm just going to snip that off, and I believe I'm going to give it a fishtail to kind of match the flags on that castle, but maybe I do it afterwards. I realized that I had the wrong orientation for my card base, so let's quickly score one of these card bases using I'm not sure what the name of this is. Is it the tentfold? It looks like a tent. Yeah, let's call it a tentfold, where it's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 inches. This is giving us a nice what is this, 1/4 inch border around our whole card, and there we go. You could totally add bling and everything, but I think this is pretty bold and flashy already. I don't think it needs any more bling. And it looks cute. It really does. I'm happy with it. These images are a lot of fun to play with. Okay, we'll move on to sketch number 12. If you take a look at the sketch, you'll see that paper E is a 4 by 5 1/4 panel, which is perfect for these panels that I showed you in the earlier, or in the intro. There's the 4 of them. This is the night one. And then I added 2 banners. This is paper C and paper A. And I'm just choosing 2 colors that complement that plaid paper in the middle. The plaid is not part of the sketch. That is the white area, but I decided to use the pattern paper from the Bonus Printable instead of a white piece. And I did not bother putting a border on because I liked how it looked on that night sky. I took a bunch of different elements that I had fussy cut out from the Bonus Printable. I have the moon, and I have this sentiment that says happy birthday. I am okay that some of it gets cut off because there's no way I'm not confused that it says happy birthday. I think if you cover a couple little lines on a letter of the word, it looks okay. I think it's kind of neat. I did have it at the top instead of the moon and kind of made it look like the sentiment was the moon, a nice big white moon. But I didn't like how it looked, not on this card. Not because I was putting it on a craft background. So we're going to set up the scene. We'll have the owl there with the little gem. And then we'll place this on a piece of craft cardstock. And this is probably one of my favorite cards out of this series. Now we'll move on to card number 13. For this one, I chose that gemstone paper and then the plaid. There's always one piece of pattern paper in these bonus printables that I love more than others. And if you haven't noticed yet, it's definitely the plaid. That plaid is looking good on everything. It's just such a unique color and it works well with all these busy pattern papers. So I decided to add it to this one. And we'll also have our little banner that's in that plaid as well. And I'm not following the sketch exactly because you can see in that sketch there's that white panel that measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I'm not using that. I'm just going to use the whole card base, and then I'll just change the gaps between all of the pieces to be as equal as possible. The sentiment's going to be go forth and do great things. It's an adorable sentiment for this little girl with a big magnifying glass. I think this is absolutely adorable. I love this one. I think with this bonus printable, there's a male and a female for each character for the most part, like the wizard. There's the adventurous person. I think there's some more in there. Not all of them. I think there's one mermaid and there's only one yeti. But for the people, looks like there's 2, and that's kind of fun. So you can mix and match. I think the girl was really cute, so I'm going to use her, and I'm going to add a little leaf to the bottom just to kind of show that she's in a foresty area. And then on the top, I'll add the stars. And there are 3 stars, but these 2 match the pattern paper that I chose the best. This one's really cute as well. I really do like that gem pattern paper in the back. Now we'll move on to sketch number 14. I'm going to be using that panel again. If you look at the sketch, paper F, it says 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And then for my background for the card base, I chose this rainbow jewel tone pattern paper just for something fun. It's going to give me about 1/8 of an inch around this cloud. And I'm going to have a little fun with this because I'm going to take this other piece and I'm going to flip it in the reverse so that they don't line up perfectly. The stripes will, but the colors won't. Well, I guess technically that blue stripe is a little thicker than the yellow, but let's pretend they're the same. I was going to use this adorable little dragon with the balloons because the balloons really match well with the pattern paper, which was one of the reasons I also chose that rainbow background. But I'm going to pull out all my cutouts. I think I'm going to switch this up. I'm not feeling it anymore. So I think I'll use this little fairy. The fairy is really cute. It doesn't add too many extra colors, and I think it makes more sense in the clouds. Well, I don't know. The dragon in the clouds kind of makes me think of, oh, what was that dragon? Puff the Magic Dragon? It makes me think of that. So, but I think the fairy looks really cute. And we're going to pull out the Circle Sentiment Make a Wish. This ties it in perfectly. I'm going to have her balancing on a cloud in the sky. This is so cute, and I think it would be a perfect little birthday card for anyone. And we're not going to bother matting it. In this case, I did not add stripes like the sketch. I used the pattern paper as the stripes. And then for the little embellishments and the shapes, I just went on my own with that. So I did use the pattern paper that I was supposed to, but then I moved things around. Now for the last card, I am going to bring in another one of those panels. This is the grass, and I'm going to be using that plaid paper once more because it just looks fantastic on this background. It's almost like plaid trees that are so up close in the picture. Of course, by me putting this images here, it kind of doesn't look like trees anymore, but it still looks really cool. I'm going to mat this Sentiment Be Brave on some gray cardstock I could have used green or anything, but I didn't have anything that matched. So gray was a safe bet because it's not going to add any more color to this really colorful card. And then I'm going to tuck in a butterfly and a little mushroom just to make a little scene. It looks like she's kind of reading like a map. So I'm guessing she's going on an adventure, and it's going to be a great one. Man, she needs to. That's the sentiment, meaning you be brave and go forth. And such a cute little card. I love these panels. I didn't realize how much I love them until I started to make them. So there's the 5 cards. I have completed my full set. I will be posting this on the Facebook group and everywhere else so that everyone can see. But here are the 5 that I've created to conclude the series. If you've been following each month, let me know which ones you liked. Did you like January's Valentine's? Did you like February's sea themed? Or do you like more of the adventure one? I know each one is quite different. The first 2 I used different companies, and then for this one I used solely the Bonus Printable, but it's just what I'm inspired to do during the time of creating, and I never let myself be limited if I can. So until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.